আজকের এই বিশেষ অনুষ্ঠানে আজকের যে আমাদের প্রয়াস, সেই প্রয়াসের সার বক্তব্য অর্থাৎ কিনোট স্পিচ প্রদান করবেন অধ্যাপক শ্রীমতী ডক্টর সুমিতা রায়, যিনি ইংরেজি বিভাগের প্রাক্তন বিভাগীয় প্রধান এবং ডিরেক্টর ইংলিশ ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ ট্রেনিং সেন্টার, ওসমানিয়া বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়, হায়দ্রাবাদ। আমরা ম্যাডামকে পেয়ে অত্যন্ত সমৃদ্ধ, কৃতজ্ঞ এবং আমরা ম্যাডামকে অনুরোধ করছি তার কিনোট স্পিচ প্রদান করার জন্য।
I start with my pranams to Sri Ramakrishna, Mother Sharada, and Swami Vivekananda. Today is National Youth Day, the day of the great youth icon, Swami Vivekananda. As we heard Dr. Dhiresh ji tell us, learning English is a part of education which Vivekananda himself has shown us in his life. I pray my respectful namaskars to all the Swamijis whom we heard just now and who are organizing this wonderful program. All the young students, my greetings. Today we have to talk about the importance of English. Even when Swami Vivekananda went to the Chicago Parliament in 1893, he felt nervous to speak English for the first time in front of people whose mother tongue was English. But people in USA and people in England especially said that Swamiji's English was better than their English also. Swamiji's mother tongue was Bangla, but he spoke such beautiful English. You can read what Swamiji has written in his complete works. If you read one page of the complete works every day, read it 10 times every day, only one page, then your English automatically improves. To finish reading 9 volumes, your English will become as good as my English. You don't need to do anything more. But the Swamijis of Ramakrishna Mission, and especially of Vidya Mandir and also Bosch House campus, have given a wonderful opportunity for all of you. Because as you heard Sir saying, without English, our excellent, brilliant young boys and girls are losing opportunities for a good life. You have everything. You have excellent brains. You have excellent opportunities, but English is stopping you. Do not allow English to be a barrier. Do not allow English to be a problem. Enjoy learning English. The other day I was there in the campus for another program of Bosch House, and one student said, I cannot understand English. I feel very happy if you cannot understand English, because you can improve. Swamiji has said that if we challenge ourselves, we become better. If you know English, then you don't need to learn English. If you know 1%, then you can be excited that I have to learn 99% English. But if you know 99%, then you get bored. You say, I already know 99%. I have to learn only 1%. So not knowing is a wonderful thing. But what is bad? Not wanting to know. I don't know and I don't want to know. That is bad. I don't know and I want to know. I'm eager to know. That excitement, that energy, that strength and courage you have to have. You must remember Swamiji's famous story, his real experience. When he was running away from the monkeys, and a sadhu told him, face the brute. Many of us are running away from English. So what is Swamiji teaching us? He says, face the brute. If you're scared of English, stand in front of English and say, I will learn English. I will become excellent in English in 6 months or 1 year. That you have to promise today. Today is such an important day. Youth Day. Youth Day should fill you with energy. So how should you begin to learn? I will tell you 2-3 points about how to begin to learn English. And then, of course, I will not speak further. All the courses will teach you all this. When you start learning a language, any language, English or your mother tongue, you have to listen carefully. Think of a small child who is learning the mother tongue by listening. For 1 year, the child is only listening, not making any sound, only listening. If a child cannot hear, that the child is deaf, that child cannot learn to speak. So if you want to speak good English, you must listen. Many videos are there online. Bosch House, I'm sure, has many videos in English. So watch 5 minutes, not full video. Watch 5 minutes, but watch it 10 times or 20 times. If you watch the same thing 10 times, that passage, you don't understand the passage, but it becomes a part of your memory. God has given us head-top computer. Computer is here. It is at the top of the head. In that computer, your English is getting stored in files. You listen and it goes to the brain and it makes a file of English. The small child does not have to read grammar in the mother tongue or does not have to read dictionary in the mother tongue. The child learns naturally. The child is so happy. By the time the child is 2 or 3 years old, it can speak clearly using many words. So you start your learning by first listening. Then you identify words. Suppose you are inside the house. You say, this is my father. His name is so-and-so. This is my mother. Her name is so-and-so. So you're learning what is father, what is mother, what is name. So many words you're learning. This, you're learning a word. Is another word. My, another word. Like this, your word becomes at least 500 words. Then you can speak very well. You say, this is a wall. You say, this is a computer. You say, this is a phone. You say, this is a watch. Like that, you identify things. When you start learning a language, you must first learn the names of everything. You come from other areas, you say, this is a tree, this is a flower, this is a river. All this you must be having in places where you live. So learn the names of everything. Then the second thing you have to learn is learn what we are doing. I am talking, you are listening. So the word is talk. Talk means when some sound comes out, you can understand this sound. Listen, when you hear with your ears and you understand, that is listen. If you have food, you take it in, you say eat. At night, what we do, it's called sleep. So like that, you study. Then you have the idea that we are learning nouns and verbs. No need to learn grammar now. You just learn whatever you're doing, you learn that. I can say I'm sitting. If I get up from the chair, I say I'm standing. So stand is a verb, sit is a verb. If I walk from this place to the next room, I say I'm walking. So walk is a verb. Like that, if we learn nouns and verbs, how to name things and how to do things, that is enough. To start our English, that is enough. Once you start, English becomes very exciting. Then you feel like doing it every day. It becomes like a game. There was a great philosopher in Germany called Wittgenstein, who said the best way to learn a language is by playing a game. So you can play a game and you can learn. You say one word and you ask the other person to say another word. You say that, this is a building. Now, the word ends with G. So you say building. The other person has to start with G. So that person will say gum. Then it ends with M. The other person will say money. Then it ends with Y. Then the other person will say yacht. It ends with T. In this way, just like we play Antakshari, we can play word game. You start by identifying the word. Then you say, no, we will not have names here. We will only have action. So again, you start playing the game. Again, you have that. Or you take a big word and you start making small words out of it. You take a big word which has so many letters of the alphabet. You have to have the ability to make small words, 2 letters, 3 letters words. In this way, your vocabulary increases, your ability to speak and think increases. So apart from listening, the second is think in English. Unless you start thinking in English, you cannot speak well, you cannot write well. Whichever language we think in, we learn that language well. So, if you think in Bangla, that is our mother tongue, we love it, but I have never stayed in Bengal all my life. So if you ask me to speak in Bangla, then I will say I have to learn from you, because I know how to have a conversation. I can talk to you for 1 hour in Bangla, but I can't give a speech in Bengali. That is my problem. See how much difference there is? We speak and informally and we speak formally. You have to learn all these things. So you can only do it when you start thinking in English. I'm not looking at a paper and talking to you. I'm looking at all of you, or I'm looking at the camera since this is online. I'm trying to see as though I'm looking at all of you. And then we have to think and speak at the same time. There is no gap. There is no paper. Nothing is there. Think and speak. So listen first, think second. These 2 points, if you do, then you will find that you are improving immensely. Now, the third point is to read. Now, all of us might read in our own mother tongue. We read a lot in the literature in Bangla is very beautiful. When we were young, my mother forced us to read. She says, you have to learn your mother tongue. We learned at home and we read all the good books in Bengali. After reading also, I cannot speak in a lecture. I cannot give a lecture because I need more vocabulary which is in my mind. So when you read, what happens is that you learn the language naturally. I'm trying to focus here how to learn easily, how to learn naturally. So you have to work very hard. The class might be for you 1 hour twice a week or 2 hours twice a week. So in a week, 4 hours. But there are 24 hours in each day. So please calculate how many hours there are in a week. Every day you must spend at least 1 or 2 hours listening, thinking, reading. If you do this for a few days, then you will be able to speak and write comfortably. You don't have to worry. Slowly it will develop. The first step is beginners starting to learn. The second step is intermediate, middle level, where you have learned much, but you make many mistakes. Don't be frightened of making mistakes. You see a small child learning to walk. The child falls down 100 times. Today, if we fall down, we feel very embarrassed. We look here and there. Anybody is seeing me? Oh, I fell down. But does the child feel embarrassed? The child falls and laughs and gets up and tries again. So when we are learning English, we should be like this child. If we fail, we should be excited. We say, oh, I failed, so wonderful. Because in English, we say, failures are the stepping stones to success. Stepping stone means you have to step on it. Unless you step on the failure, that means unless you learn from your failure, you cannot reach success. So you want success, you take failure and enjoy failure and say, okay, I have failed. That means I have to try doubly hard. You know, that is what Swamiji says. Strength is life. Be like a lion, courageous lions. You are not sheep. That is what Swamiji says. So this is a wonderful opportunity for all of you. Please remember that learning English is like exciting game which we all play. It is like learning anything else. And I wish that all of you learn excellent English and it benefits you immensely. Thank you. My pranams to Maharajas and to all of you, my greetings and good wishes.
Thank you, madam. We all are really enriched by your simple but thought-provoking and very inspirational inputs. And obviously, we are really fortunate for having you with us as an instructor and a guider. So, ছাত্রছাত্রীরা যারা আজকে ভর্তি হয়েছেন, শুধু ছাত্রছাত্রী কেন, আমি নিজেও অত্যন্ত সমৃদ্ধ হলাম ম্যাডামের এই কথাগুলোর মাধ্যমে।